Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character expositor by me. So let's get into it. Nanami. Nanami does not come home late from work. Most of the time, he comes exactly at 6:30. And that's how it always has been. Not late a second. But sometimes things do not go according to plan, and he ends up being quite late, and that's when you end up worrying over him. And when he comes through the door, it's with a bouquet of flowers. After all, he knew he was late, and the least you deserved was something for waiting for him for so long. Sorry, Wayan. I was very busy. I had to deal with a curse, and it took a lot longer than I expected. Come here, he said, and that's all it truly needed, to go into his arms, and for him to wrap his arms around you. He loved you so much. To him, the one dream that he has was to just get rid of all of this, to retire and go with you to Malaysia, and get away from here. Away from the curses, away from the trouble of work, away from the worrying about money and the troubles of it. He wanted nothing more than to live a happy life with you, and he would do everything he can to be able to achieve that. But right now, since he was done with the working part of the day, he had something much better to do. He scooped you up into his arms, and you blushed, burying your face into his neck. I was worried about you, Kento. He told him, and he nodded. He understood how you were feeling, and he feels a little bit bad that you have to worry about him so much. But there was nothing to do about it, except, well, right now, there was something that you could do. Not about it, to make up for it. So that's why he sat down on the couch and sat you down on his lap. He blushed brightly, because then he had cupped your face in his hands and leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to your hair. Tonight will be a very special night for both of us. I'm sorry you had to wait, but I'll make it up to you. I promise you that. Satoru. Satoru is a very, very precious partner to have. After all, he's someone that anyone would dream of dating and loving, and being loved by in return. And he's a difficult person to understand. Maybe some people would find him difficult to love too. He's beautiful, yes, but his personality was a whole other deal. But beneath all that eccentric exterior, there was the real Satoru that you knew. The Satoru who loved you and yearned for you, whose heart would beat for your own. And that's why during those little times where you would stay home, as few as they were, you would always appreciate them. And that meant that, basically, you'd be cuddling him, or just clinging to him in one way or another. And right now, it meant going up to him and sitting down on his lap abruptly while he looks at you. Then he smiles, chuckling softly. And here I was waiting for you. How are you doing, darling? I'm alright, Toru. There's nothing for you to worry about. How are you doing? I'm just fine now. After all, I've got you again. I'm sorry I've left you all week, but I was dealing with some special great curses. It's been a problem as of late. I know, but you work so hard, and you barely rest. You tell him, and although you can see how you're so worried about him, and he truly thinks it's quite adorable of you. He does not want you to worry so much. But most importantly, he doesn't think that he is someone who should be worried about a lot. Maybe I'm the strongest. It's sweet of you and all to worry about me, but there's no use here. There's nothing for you to worry about, he says, smirking a little bit, and he completely distracts you by pulling you into a kiss, deepening it, and causing your cheeks to flush bright red as you melted into it. He certainly had an interesting way of dealing about things. Megumi can be very shy, so of course, if suddenly you just go to him and sit on his lap, you're bound to get a reaction out of him. And whether or not it's a good one, I can't exactly tell you. It's definitely a reaction, because he blushes and looks startled for a moment. Moyan, what are you doing? Come on, there's no need to freak out, Gummy. Let me just be with you for a moment. You are with me. You were with me a couple moments ago too. You're just sitting on my lap now. Is there a reason for this? Let me think. Is loving you a proper reason? And although he blushes brightly at that, he nods, going silent, despite him living with an affectionate sister previously before she went to the hospital, and someone like Gojo, who from time to time would show some physical affection. He's not used to it, especially not from a romantic partner. So it does startle him a little bit, and he does get shy a lot. But it's the cutest thing about him, and it's the thing that makes your relationship the most exciting. Seeing your cute, lovely Megumi blush at every little thing you do. You hug him tightly, kissing his cheek. You know, I just wanted to cuddle. There's nothing for you to worry about. Are you sure? I mean, is there anything that you need? Not at all, Gumi. Not at all. And you give him one more kiss. Watching his cheeks progressively get redder, it's certainly an entertaining thing. But he eventually just gives in and wraps his arms around you. Only he is burying his face into your chest, just to hide his embarrassment. Suguru, well, although things were complicated for him, he knew that he needed to find a partner to be with him and the girls. The girls, although have not been accepting for you, he knew that they always needed a mother. And although he was very good at always filling in that space, he knew it would not be perfect, and having two parents would always be better than one, especially with how much danger he's put himself in recently, and how he's planning to go to war against the JUJUTSU and all sorcerers, including Gojo Satoru. So that's why he starts dating you. It's a bit strategic at first, ironically enough, but soon your relationship develops into something way more than that, and he realizes just how much you matter for him, how much he can't just leave you, and how he loves you more than anything. And that's how it develops, and that's how you also get the courage to sit on his lap while he's working, and he does not mind it, not one bit. He's so fond of your clinginess sometimes, and the way you can be so affectionate. He also loves how you can be with the girls. Nanuko and Mimiko need all the kindness in the world. They matter a lot to him, and the way you treat them would definitely matter too. and it would be a way for you to gain his love at the very start. So when you do sit on his lap right now, the only thing he does is wrap an arm around your waist, the other still holding a pen, continuing to make notes as he was thinking, and every couple moments he would absent-mindedly leave a kiss on your cheek. But once he was done, you best believe that he's about to spoil you a ton, and I seriously mean it.